Guys, these girls are definitely struggling in the dating market. Two of these girls, definitely everything they said completely makes sense, actually. So we definitely want to listen to that. But they are definitely looking for things that are perfect. There's tons of options. Perfect doesn't exist. And then when they go and ask for advice, the advice is always leave him. So they are single and they are not happy about it. Let's see what the first one has to say.
I genuinely think dating in the UK is completely broken. And before you say, oh, you just haven't met your person, that's exactly my point. People aren't dating anymore. I swear they just collect them. Like, you've got one guy on Hinge, you've got 3 on Snapchat, 2 you've got past experiences with. Like, you can have an amazing date. They'll be like, I can't wait to see you again. And then they'll give you horrendous replies for the next 48 hours. Like, they're speaking to 46 other people. And the worst part is, people act like caring is embarrassing now. You can't double text, you can't admit you like someone. It's like we're all CEOs, we've not all got board meetings at 9 p.m. If I like someone, I like them. If I want to text them, I'll text them. Like, why are we acting so nonchalant, or whatever the word is? I'm genuinely convinced that dating apps have ruined it, because they just think if the moment something goes wrong, they're like straight back to the drawing board, like someone's going to be better one swipe away. And it's just created this illusion that there's always, like, the grass is greener on the other side, rather than just taking the time to do things normally. And then everyone wonders why they're single. Dating shouldn't feel like you're applying to a job and you're fighting against 20 other candidates. Anyway, I just think 2026 dating is just...
She's definitely making a lot of sense here. Dating is definitely cooked, and this is the situation. People are looking for perfect. There's tons of options. Perfect doesn't exist. So it's just musical chairs ad infinitum, and that is the way it is. And about not double texting, exactly. If a guy or a girl double texts, it comes across as needy, and that's not attractive. And if you like them, of course, that's not attractive, because you're signaling that you don't have tons of options if you like somebody, right? So, I mean, literally, nonchalant is exactly the correct word. And I think this girl absolutely makes sense. I think she's actually approaching this in a very thoughtful way. And nonchalant is the name of the game. The name of the game is who cares less. This next video, the girl is complaining that people are hooking up and then it's not long term. And that is also right. But she talks about this story like it's not being long term, and it's all based on hooking up. So how does that make sense? Let's see what she has to say.
One of my guy friends explained this to me, and I truthfully haven't been the same person since, but I think you guys need to know about it. The one-night relationship theory. One of my best girlfriends and I were having lunch, and she was complaining to me about how this guy that she had hooked up with was super open and vulnerable with her when they were hooking up, but then she saw him at a party and he didn't even acknowledge her presence. And what she couldn't understand was, if he did want just something casual, why did he feel the need to share every intimate part of his life, trauma dump, seek counsel? And what my guy friend explained to me was the one-night relationship. Although this is a questionable statement, guys are human beings too. They crave love, intimacy, connection. But when there's just so many options and they're still adventurous and looking to hook up and have fun, they're not going to commit to something full time. But what they will do is act like they're in a relationship for a night. Hence the one-night relationship. During this night, they'll cuddle you, they'll trauma dump, they'll hold your hand, they'll tell you all their deepest, darkest secrets. And then the next day, they might not even say hello to you. And although it's up, men do this a lot. So unfortunately, ladies, if they're being intimate and vulnerable with you one night, that doesn't mean that they want a relationship with you for forever. Oftentimes, it's just because they have feelings too and they want to connect with a person, but not long term.
She's not wrong. I mean, this is the situation, but it's like there's some expectation that there's going to be this man available because he made himself emotionally available and did things like trauma dump, but it's all pivoting off a hookup. She met him at a party. It's a one-night hookup. I mean, party. We don't know, so it's speculation, but was there alcohol involved? I mean, if you connect with someone when you're under a chemical, you're in a state, you're tipsy. I mean, is it gonna be the same the next day when you're sober? I mean, it sounds like it was built on quicksand from the start. And this is the thing about relationships. How can you start a relationship at a party one night, which sounds like a hookup where things happened, and then there's nothing after? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. And she's acting surprised, like that should happen, and then the man should just be available. She did use the word forever. I mean, it sounds like it is what it is. You hook up with someone, that's all it is. Maybe they're at a party where they don't drink, or maybe they do, but you connect, and then the next day, that's it. It's over. This doesn't surprise me at all. And I think it's actually interesting that she said that men are human beings too. Like, that had to be stated. Men are human beings too. Completely ridiculous. The next girl is talking about the gender war. Let's see what she has to say.
There's a big gender war in our generation. Dating is like gamified, and people take it really personally when someone doesn't like them, when in reality it could be you might have clashing music tastes. You only end up marrying one person, you only end up committing to one person that you date, and you can get so many no's, but you only need one yes. Think of every no as like getting towards your yes. There's also a lot of things on social media now that's like such like an individualistic culture of like, you deserve better, and a lot of people are in a mindset of like, if it's not the perfect person, it's not for them, and that's probably not someone you want to be dating.
I mean, she's right about the gender war, but obviously it's some kind of clown war, because I mean, if you talk about war, you don't go to this high pitch sound at the end of the word war, like gender war. You just say war. So that's what it is. It's a clown world war. It is a clown world war. And I mean, that's completely ridiculous. You're gonna break up because you don't share the same music taste. I mean, is she looking for a man who's a liberal and likes Taylor Swift? Because I think she'll be nexting a lot of guys until she's dead. The other one talking about looking for the perfect person. I mean, that is what's going on, right? I mean, the girls have watched the Disney movies. They've seen the celebrities with other celebrities, and that's what they think is exciting. And a lot of them are alpha widows. Maybe they've hooked up with a celebrity, or they've hooked up with a very, very rare, high value guy, and now they're like the movie Titanic. That's what it was about. It was about a woman who's reflecting on her hookup with Leo DiCaprio, and then she was married. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. It's like it's making a Hollywood movie about one hookup and not your husband, and that's the situation that we're in. And is it a gender war? I mean, I don't think everyone is at war, but it is, like she said, it is a gender war. It's a clown war. Let's see what the next one has to say.
Us elder millennials and Gen Xers are not made for these streets, okay? We grew up in a world where people met each other, fell in love, and made that relationship work no matter what. And then somehow we were spit out in this world of dating apps where people have no integrity, no loyalty, and no common sense. And we're just over here like, what the fuck?
This one's definitely making sense. She's definitely making sense. And I think in an environment where you meet up with people, maybe there's some social overlap, there is a little bit of pressure, social consequences put on people to actually behave within a certain moral framework, definitely has a better long-term result than just swiping infinitely and going to nightlife events where you can't even see people. You can barely hear them with the loud music. And then people wonder why they're not meeting quality mates, especially when they're looking for perfect. But I think that another key thing that she said, I think this girl's making a lot of sense, is that they made it work. And if you don't have all these infinite options coming through on your phone, of course you have to make it work, because you have a person in your immediate environment, you like them enough, there aren't tons of options, you aren't getting blitzed with all this celebrity and perfection and Disney movies. I mean, there have been Disney movies for a while, but you know what I mean. But they made it work. And without that make it work, it will never, ever, ever work. This next one is actually talking about how she gives up. I have some ideas for that, but I don't know. But let's hear what she has to say.
So I don't know if this happens for anybody else, but I have been single for so long now that I don't know if I like anybody or if I'm ever going to like anyone, because I will go on dates, right? And not all dates, but some dates will be really nice. We'll have a good time, we'll have good chats, we'll maybe have a laugh, maybe some flirting, and I will walk away and I'll feel absolutely nothing. And I don't know if I just haven't met the right person or whether I have just completely shut down my heart. I don't know. I have to literally tell my brain to like analyze the date. Like, he seemed nice, he was a gentleman, he has good values, he had good... I just don't feel anything.
She's having some laughs and then she's analyzing the date and she's not feeling excitement. I have no idea her history, but a lot of girls are definitely alpha widows. So they've hooked up with a very high value guy, maybe the Chad type, or a guy who has a lot of options, and then that's their standard. And of course, they couldn't secure a relationship with him. So in their mind, they're hoping to get that kind of excitement and lock it down and secure a relationship, which of course is not going to happen. So they can either have that briefly, once in a while, or they can have a guy, one of the guys that she knows already in her friend zone, and she can secure a relationship. I know for a woman, neither option is ideal, but that is the scenario. And I'm not judging. They want to go the exciting route and then be alone, go for it. If you want to get a guy in your friend zone and then elevate him to a romantic partner, I know it's not very exciting, but at least you actually have a partner. And I think that's a big part of this. Like the fourth girl said, it's a matter of making it work. So this whole idea of finding perfection, knowing your worth, that you're worth the perfect guy, and then he has to behave, treat you right, and pay the bill, and plan a date, and be rich but not talk about money, and be fit but not be going to the gym all the time, and all those things. And if he makes one misstep, then you got to leave him because you deserve better. On that topic, we have the dating apps, we have the nightlife, and then when a relationship actually happens and a person goes on the internet and they ask for relationship advice, it turns out on the relationship advice and dating subreddits on Reddit that more than half, most of the answers for relationship advice is leave them. And the most common statements are, when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And this is a clear sign of abuse, and they will continue abusing you. And you should 100% leave them. Save yourself. So there are so many pitfalls out there. I'm not saying it's easy. I do believe modern dating is cooked, but one thing we can certainly do from this is kick back and enjoy the entertainment. Let's stop here.